What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. Farfa's getting bought out now, and we're not talking about the YouTuber. He's here to stay, but his namesake is going up in price. You see the market price has been up here apparently for the gold rare for Farfa, which is the higher rarity, the holo, but even the rare is now getting targeted for a buyout and has raised to $3 some odd. Now this isn't representative of sales, but what's odd about this is the first Burning Abyss that's had a reprint where both of them are kind of going up there. If you're playing the deck, a lot of people are choosing to play 3 Farfa now. You want to mill it, you want to see it. It's great disruption. Beatrice sends it if you're not sending a snow or something in your deck, and Burning Abyss to the graveyard to disrupt your opponent that way. It's definitely one of the best things to have behind Beatrice naturally, because if you don't have to send it from the deck, you're getting its effect and you're sending something else you'd rather use from the deck as a resource than Farfa. So it's great in BA. It's just perplexing to see as it has 2 versions. Both aren't considered very high rarity, and they're just creeping up in price. There's only 10 total sellers of the gold rare Farfas and 6 total sellers of the rares. And we come over here to all Burning Abyss cards. I just wanted to take a look at some weird things happening here. Malacoda Ghost Rares are actually up versus their market price even at around $10. And you see everything else has kind of settled out after those crazy buyouts and taking new prices, but both Malacodas are up. I really don't know what's going on here because Malacoda's never seen any meta relevant play. So the fact that these went off the shelf and raised in price it's a little concerning to me, I guess you could say. But if we go and look up Farfas in general, this is all Farfas. There's only 40 results now, so I guess it was one of the easier ones to buy out and push up a little bit. We see a new listing here at $2 before it is just 1, even though it's a picture of 3, and the gold rare at about $3. So it's looking like if you want Farfas, they're about 3 plus. It's pushing 4 here. Like, these are the lower end listings, I guess, after the fallout of what's happened. I blinked and I guess I missed it. It's crazy, but Malacoda being up 2 is a little bit concerning. And we look up the ghost rare. It's 625 before it's 8. Before it's 10. It's just crazy to me that Malacoda, a card that's never done much, is going up. But I guess it shouldn't surprise me, as Dante Pilgrim is actually holding value. I call this being one of the kind of worst buyouts, because the gold rare even, if we look up him by his regular name, the gold rare is still sitting at $1. There's still an available version, which means it's even less because this is eBay. The people list this as the lowest possible price. They're paying a stamp and they're taking the hit on the PayPal fee. They're basically giving this away almost. They're getting like a quarter at the end of the day. But $5, $6, $6.30. It's one of the craziest targeted buyouts I think I've seen. You only use one of these. Like Beatrice, a card that only has 1 printing, makes so much more sense than this. And speaking of Beatrice, I actually haven't looked her up. I just named her. I should have already had a tab pulled up, I suppose. But let's see what she's doing. Nope. Dante Pilgrim makes way more sense. Am I right, boys? Instead of a card that you need to play as a one-of, why not get the hollowed out, higher rarity original version of Dante Pilgrim? See, this just makes no sense. Maybe the quantities did it. It didn't get a Mega 10 kind of reprint at all. So it's the nicer looking one. But look, these guys are literally selling them for 20 cents on the gold rare. I just don't think this one can last. Farfa makes a little more sense to me. You play 3 of them. Malacoda makes absolutely no sense to me, but all ghost rares seem to be rising. But its regular form is rising too. I'm just going nuts over here. Like, stop it, boy! Stop. You know, that's how I'm feeling. Talking about another ridiculous kind of buyout. Luna Lights topped a grand total of 1 overseas regional. And this happens. I've actually featured it. Creeping on up, creeping on up, creeping on up the past few market watches. It was not reprinted in Megatons. I actually suggested, hey guys, like, you might want to actually consider having this because it's the only expensive piece of the deck. If anything ever happened, you should have it. I don't think it'll hold this price. I think it'll creep back down. I don't think we'll see meta relevance from the deck, personally, but who knows what the future holds, right? One of them doing it. It's like the low-tier hero thing. I always want to root for a low-tier hero, and Lunalights definitely are one of those, and it's nice to see, but I just don't think it warrants it. Whoever did it, or if it was a group, I don't think they'll be making much off of this, but it should be interesting to see how the price falls out, as it's been here all day on TCG Player, but we go over here, and we're already seeing $4, $4, $4, $4. This is why we always check both. This is why I try to show you guys that there's two. There's only 7 listings yet. The fallout back on eBay is already about to where it was. That's just how it is. So I imagine TCG Player will trickle down a bit slower, not as fast, and I don't think there will be many sales on this card, guys. Cyber's Link Structure Deck, the only reason I am showing this, most of it's still where it was. You see Dimensional Barriers actually continue to fall under 2. What might be keeping Cosmic Cyclone's price up here, besides the fact that it's the more used card in the format, some people are maining Cosmic Cyclone, Zuda Pendulum Magicians, D-Barrier ends up in a lot of side decks, is it's now on the front page on TCG Player. So it should be fun to watch the front page effect and see what's happening with that. It's just a note that I always do when the front page of TCG Player changes. So it is holding above D-Barrier, even though these seem tied neck and neck. There is that small margin of being up above, although 1UP TCG, 41 copies. All right, I see ya, 1UP TCG. I like 1UP TCG, guys. They're good people. We have Kagemusha of the Six Samurai. I have had so many people bring this up to me. John, it's the tuner. It didn't get reprinted. It's crazy. It is going up in price, and I will give it its one merit. It's an Earth tuner. The thing is, you've got new tuners in the set, and card lore break real quick, boys. This is actually the same Kagemusha. Note the red hair, the green, the stance, everything, the kneeling. He is actually the same Kagemusha all the way from LOB via card lore. Isn't that cool? Isn't that actually just awesome that an LOB card made it into the Six Samurais? I think that's awesome. But we have other tuners in the new set, Fuma being an insane addition to the deck. This is probably one of the best cards out of the set for the Six Samurais. And he is a level 1 tuner that pairs with your 4s, lets you play less bad cards, lets you play your core strategy more so. I really like Fuma. And you have a new level 2 tuner, but neither of them are Earth. So if you're going into like a turn 1 Nat Beast play instead of going for Shians and stuff, perhaps you want to be looking at Kagemusha, but with new tuners, I realistically think that this isn't necessary. But the common actually has been very hard to get before. You see this market price of $1.37 despite there being 62-cent ones. It's actually been a hard common to get for a long time as well. So if you have any concern about maybe wanting to play this, if you're going to play Six Samurais, I don't think it'll have meta relevance. Any buyout will be hype around the deck, unless something happens with Gateway, which even at 3, it's not doing anything in Japan. I just don't see the Six Samurai with their new support really bolstering anything besides hype and hype sales, personally. We have the Legendary Dragon Decks Collector Set. I just want to point out everything's down past its market price, and you can actually get them cheaper shipped than they actually are MSRP now on TCG Player. This is kind of the beginning of bottoming out. There's no real time to call when to buy things, but if you see something you like at a price you like, you should probably grab it. Like I noticed, I have Tamias, $1.25. That's 75 whole cents cheaper than the next one. If I was a consumer, I would consider it. There's just random things that are going to have sellers that are like, all right, I want to make my margins because I already sold all my apprentices early, all these early. I'm a store and I made my money back off these. Now I've got to sell these other pieces. And you'll see deals pop up here and there, especially with Black Friday around the corner. Heck, you might even see a deal on the entire Legendary Collection, or Legendary Dragon Deck Collector Set, not Legendary Collection, come Black Friday. So maybe that's something else to watch for on the major people sites like Core TCG, Troll and Toad, etc. is maybe deals on this if you've been waiting. But past that, if you see a single deal pop up, take it if you want it. Next up, oh, I was just looking through all the sets. There's actually this cool feature where you can see every set that somebody told me about. So I've been exploring sets a bit. The Hidden City is kind of up there. It continues to creep up past its market price. We've got almost stable $10 over here. But oddly enough, every other sub-tier is falling below market price. So it's just really weird that Hidden City is the one sticking up there, when every other sub-tier is pretty much at its lowest, far below its market price. I really don't see what's holding the Hidden City up. The only other card is the EU sub-tier Nemesis Warrior, which is a hollowed out version of Nemesis Warrior. That's up against its market price, but mainly because it's hard to get. So it's just really weird to me. And we see over on eBay, it's 8 before it's 9, and so forth. I just don't see what's holding this card's value up, other than it never got a reprint in the Megatins, and people might be considering it still, but I think it's silly that it's trying to hold up there. It's going to take a lot to make a flip effect deck anything meta relevant or even casual relevant or fun. Like I personally don't have fun with it. I know almost every sub-tier player just feels suffering from the deck and voices their frustrations that they really liked the mechanic, but it didn't work out for them. If you're a sub-tier player who doesn't agree with what I just embodied, do let me know in the comment section down below. I'm open to other people's ideas and how they feel about things. And I think that's overall it. I have one more tab. Oh, Hollow, just a note. Look how far up Halloween actually pushed this card. It was pushing 3+. Now it's just available in tons of quantities. It should be interesting to see if this becomes like a Halloween kind of hype train card, and like we see some kind of buyout towards next Halloween. It's definitely one of the ultimate binder cards where people will want a full binder of these, but I think it'll drop down and continue towards maybe $1, but it's a great cute pickup if you want to. It's gonna maybe get a little cheaper, but for an ultra sneak peek promo, it can't get much cheaper, and it's got potential as a pendulum tuner, so it's not the worst thing to have. But if you want a collection of hollows, they just keep getting cheaper and cheaper. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's market watch. What did you guys think of Farfa just continuing to creep up? And Malacoda, you owe me a soda. I really don't. I just don't see Malacoda rising being anything good. Like, I personally don't like it. But thanks for watching, guys. All these BA buyouts are crazy to me. We don't even have the Link Monster yet. But, you know, BA is running around in our current meta doing things. So it's not the most far-fetched thing to say, well, there are people who want to play these Farfas now. I just don't see the Malacoda part of that, even in any deck lists.